Well, looks like we're live. Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Kyle here. Today we are trading. It is Thursday, July 23rd, and we are rocking and rolling here. Market just opened. I don't like to trade in the first half hour of the market typically. It's just a lot of repositioning because people become liquid with their daily margin requirements. Not my thing necessarily. So, I am looking to take trades usually a little after 10 o'clock. So if you're like me and you don't want those giant candles to cost you money, you're in the right place. We're going to start trading here in about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. But right now we're going to do our pre-market analysis and kind of work through what I'm looking at, what levels I'm after, and kind of see what we can do in the day in terms of making money. This is the NASDAQ futures chart right here that we're looking at. Yeah, we dropped overnight because of the news on Iran and going back to war with them, pretty much. Even though that never really stopped, it seems like. But we are currently in a downtrend, but we're bouncing off of a key support level here. Let's zoom out to the 1 hour time frame. You can see there's a couple levels down here we keep bouncing off of. All these blue lines are support and resistance levels I mark of where the market has previously touched and then changed its direction. And the purple boxes are kind of areas where it's just chopped around a little bit. So you can see here, it touched down here, but then it also touched up here. And because of that, I drew a box around that zone saying, don't take a trade in that area. It's not likely to have continuation. And I adjust those. As you can see, there's some up here and some down here. Those are kind of boxes that I create, I don't know, in a day or two. I use them for a few days and then I just forget about them. So that's what you're looking at. These red boxes here are fair value gaps, meaning it's most likely to come up into those and then reverse back down. Um, Again, there's a ton of trading theory that goes into this. So if you are curious, just ask a question down below and I'll try to answer it. All of them I can. I'm going to put a whole bunch of videos out here on YouTube because I do this every day. This is how I support my life. Yeah, I've been doing this for many, many years now. All right, so here we are in the 1 minute chart on NASDAQ, looking like we're bouncing off of the yellow line, which is the 50-day moving average. But we have a fair value gap down here and one up here. Again, nothing great. The delta is still saying we're in a negative trend. So we're going to let all these repositioning elements play out, like I said, and we're going to work into a position here in the next 15 minutes or so when one clearly shows up. That's pretty much where we're at in terms of trying to find something to make money. We don't rush into something. We take it when it's so obvious. It's like, why wouldn't I do that? So that's where we're at. Now let's see here. All right. So yeah. Um, let's see. What else can I show you guys? So I primarily trade NASDAQ futures. I also trade the S&P futures sometimes, and I also do options contracts to generate income. So there's a variety of things that you can learn by subscribing to this channel if you are interested. Um, Again, it's just a matter of getting started here and pushing out some content, basically what I do and putting it on the internet for you guys to see. And then from there, we can all learn together. But all of this is just what I do with my money. I'm not telling you what you should do with your money. If you're interested in doing this for yourself, make your own decisions, do your own research, consult your own tax professionals and legal guys. This is just entertainment for watching what I'm doing. But here we go. Looks like we're bouncing off of that support level again, or we're heading towards that support level again, I mean. And we'll see if we bounce or what we get out of it. Let's look here. What do we got going on? Nice. Okay. So I have a couple options contracts I'm closing here on SPY and QQQ. I don't think I can share. Well, maybe I can. Let me see if I can change what I'm showing you guys here real quick. I'll just tell you, it's easier. So I do the wheel method with options contracts. Basically, I own the underlying asset, like I own more than 100 shares of SPY, which is the S&P 500, and I own more than 100 shares of QQQ, which is basically the Nasdaq. And I sell call options on that asset that I own, and I have them set to expire tomorrow. So on Monday morning, I sell call options for Friday, so it's a 5-day thing. I collect the premium for the week, and then if they hit that target where the price is actually that high, I sell it and I make money. It's profit. If they don't, I get to keep the asset and I collect the premium from the options that I sold. So I am currently looking down here at my screen, and I'm going to close the SPY and the QQQ call options that I had on there because they are now worth a whopping $4 per contract, and I sold them for north of $100. So there's no reason to let them last another, well, today and tomorrow. So 48 hours, basically 24 now, 36 hours for $4. I'm just going to take it off the table. That way I keep the underlying asset and I collected all the premium, and there was absolutely just a big win, I guess, if you will. So let's work through this. Sometimes it's easier on Webull to do it on my phone. So I'll do that right now. Still waiting for a trade to set up here on the NASDAQ. I don't see anything in particular that's jumping out just yet. Yep. Let's see here, S&P. No, nothing on the S&P either. So we're just gonna sit here and kind of wait. Like I said, all the trades typically come a little later on in the day when all this market shop settles. Good bounce there. Do, 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 do. All right, one done. Okay. On my channel here, guys, I'm going to be showing you how I generate income using the wheel method as well on options. So if you want to check that out, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be posting some videos on the exact strategy and how much capital you have to do that. Right now, I don't have that content out, but if you're interested in seeing that, go ahead and do that so you can see it. But that was a nice little profit I just made. And that was something I did on Monday, and I'm closing it out today on Thursday. And yeah, made several $100s doing absolutely nothing. So it's low hanging fruit if you have the money sitting around. And again, I'm still invested in the stock market. I own the S&P 500 through the ticker SPY, and I own the NASDAQ through QQQ. And because of that, when the market rallies, I'm involved, but when it also stalls, like it has been, I'm also making money. I'm generating income by using options. So something very valuable there, in my opinion, to just learn and educate yourself on if you are interested. All right, instead of repeating myself, let's see if there's any trades here. Right now, we just are bouncing around, kind of in just chop. Big candles. This is why I don't trade that first half hour. If you look over here, we have all these little candles and we have directional movement. And then here we have just massive candles moving within a range that could easily take out stop losses and take profits. I mean, this is what is this, 883 to 7. This is a 100-point range, almost 200-point range, 870 to 700. Yeah, 180-point range that this is trading in right now. And it is just absolutely back and forth. Not what you want to trade in. Not for me, at least. I don't do that. I typically try to stay on trends. For example, get in on this and let it ride down. This right here is just gambling. I'm more of an investor, swing trader, if you will, that will take positions when it's so obvious, like, hey, we're going to war. Okay, the market's going to dump. We're going to sell short. And we sit on that position for a little while and we make a bunch of money. Or, hey, the market's going to rally because the war ended, or we're cutting interest rates, or whatever it is that's so obvious. We go ahead and we take long positions. And that is more my strategy. So if you are interested in following along with that kind of stuff, then this is definitely the channel for you. All right, we're coming back down to that support resistance level. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I think I just made that way too big for all y'all. What did I do? Okay. Sorry, I got all this stuff. I'm learning. Still learning. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that now. All right. Yeah. So what I'm looking at right here, what I'm sidelining basically, these long wicks coming up right here are showing me buyers are stepping in. Down here as well. They're basically filling buy orders. It doesn't mean that we're not going to continue down. It just signals to me that there are buyers down here that are interested in taking long positions. And because of that, I'm not interested in jumping into a short. Whereas up here, you can see there is a big wick at the top of this saying there are a bunch of sellers that want to get in here, and it pushed it down, which would have been the position to take the short, as you can see. So these are the kind of signals I look for. Like this right here, had I been trading at market open, which I didn't, this would have been the long position I would have taken because it showed here and then it showed here again that there were plenty of buyers to push it up. Then there was some chop right here. You can see there's no clear direction. Those candles have very different wicks on them. And then you have a clear one here where it's just down, and now you have some upward direction. But there's just a lot of noise right now in the market. Everybody's just kind of waiting. We're in the middle of earnings season right now with all the tech companies, and we're at war. Just nothing super exciting happening. So patience is your best friend when it comes to trading. Yeah, I've been doing this for many years now, and I can tell you that I'm very happy when I walk away from the computer not losing money. And by doing that, you have to be patient, not take trades that don't align with your strategy. You can't just do it because you have to make a paycheck. I have made many $1,000. I mean, I made $26,000 in a single day just waiting for the right setup and then betting big when I knew I was right, um, or felt that I was right. So, putting a couple $1,000s up and letting it go turned into a big payday. And I've had that happen many times, but it takes patience. So, bet big when you know what you're doing, and don't bet too often. So that's kind of my advice for you. All right. It is 10:01 now. Typically, the market between 9:30 and 10 o'clock chops around. Repositionings happen because people become liquid in the futures market with margin ratios and overnight holding ratios. 10 o'clock, we can see reversals, but we typically also see a little after 10 o'clock trends start to form for the day. So we can see here, let's look at yesterday. This was yesterday. This was 9:30 right here. And here is 10 o'clock. Okay, so we had a pure uptrend yesterday. Then we had a bunch of noise until 11. So yeah, yesterday's not a great example. I guess that's not the best example. But there are times, let's see, here we go. This is better. 9:30 through 10 o'clock. Okay, this was all noise. And then shortly after that, where like 10:15, we started getting some clear direction and the market kind of ran. So these are the things I typically try to take a position on, something that runs a little longer and I don't have to catch an individual candle. That's also why options trading is so beneficial. Futures trading is all about your entries and exits. Options trading can be purely about your time decay and deployment of capital, which are totally different things than futures. And if you want to learn more about it, like I said, I'm going to have a series coming out that you can watch on the difference of options versus futures and what all this is if you are new to it. So definitely subscribe if you're interested in learning more, because you can generate a lot of money in this industry. You just gotta know what you're doing. So, all right, let's see. 10:03. We're starting to get those. Oh, excuse me. We're starting to get those candles of people just not trading anymore. Big push up, big dump down. Now people are just sidelined. Let's see what we can get out of this. If we break down below this 700 level, I'm looking for shorts. If we can continue to bounce, I'm looking for longs. This is on the 1 minute time zone. We have a lot of fair value gaps, but I like to trade the 5 minute more. On the 5 minute time interval, you can see we have sellers pushing it down, but we have a green candle forming. We are still in a negative delta pattern here. I'm sorry. No, we are in a positive. We're in a 10%. What am I saying? We have more buyers than sellers actually right now, even though we're in this downtrend. I typically watch that when it's like 30. So here's on the 1 minute time minute interval. We're starting to get some, I don't know, traction, if you will. Yeah, there's nothing here right now. We could push up here and we come back down here. I'm looking for entries more or less around this moving average up here at the white line. My best entries and exits are around that white line. That is the moving average that I like to follow. That's the 200-day moving average. The yellow line here is the 50-day moving average. It always seems to come back to that. So we're just kind of being patient, waiting, seeing what happens, and seeing if there's any trade to be made. Right now, if I had to lean one way or the other, I'd be looking at taking a long, trying to see it come back to that 200-day moving average, which actually, as I say that, I may take one, just because we are looking like we may push up a little bit. The risk to reward is there. Is there any news right now? Let's check the news. Nothing major. Today, it already came out this morning. Jobless claims were low. That's good. So yeah, okay. Yeah, we're starting to push a little bit. That's good. Yeah, and doing all that, I kind of missed my entry. I'll sideline. This is the thing about this, right? You can sit here and miss your entries and exits just because you're messing around chatting. Let's see if I can do something with the options I have over here. Today is the 23rd. The 23rd. Let's go with strikes 20 out. 752. No, there's nothing there. Okay. Nothing there. Okay. Yep, waiting for a trade to set up is awfully boring sometimes, boys and girls. Not the most thrilling thing by any means. Do, do, do. For those of you that watch this, I know it's just getting started, so leave me a comment. Let me know what you're interested in, and I can make some content or answer your questions about it. I know there's a whole variety of streamers out there that show you all sorts of glitz and glamour and Lamborghinis and things, and that's awesome. But a lot of that is fluff. I wouldn't believe most of it. I make six figures doing this. As boring as this may look, this is where you actually make money. So if you're interested in learning how to actually provide for your family, this is the live stream you need to tune into. That may be boring, but it's actually factual. I'm not glitzing and glamoring it up and lying to you. Yeah, so that candle right there is exactly why I didn't take any position. Massive candle just sweeping around. Let's see. The Pentagon updates the list of entities with problematic activities listed in academic. Ah, okay. No, just some news. It's a big candle for no news. Interesting. A surge in oil is driven by escalating Iran conflict, sent stocks and bonds lower. Wall Street also unsettled by renewed concerns over whether massive artificial intelligence investments will deliver sufficient returns. Yeah, I mean, that's the SIF that we're talking about or know about. Looks like we're heading for a bit of a crash out here. This may be a time to take a short. Let's see here. This is either buy into a long and let it bounce or take the short. Let's see. Tempted to take the long just because we have some bouncing. There's a massive amount of red right there. What are we doing here? I don't see why we had that big red candle. I'm still waiting to see what's going on there before I take a position. No, I guess I missed it. That's okay. Not all trades are worthwhile. See this right here? We have massive buyers stepping in and massive sellers stepping in. There's just a repositioning happening within the market here. Not something that's very settling in terms of trying to sit in a position for a while and let it work out for you. This is looking like it may break down a little bit here. Hmm. Let's look at the bigger picture. Here's a 30-minute time frame. We have bounced off of this level multiple times here. We are in a negative trend of 120% in the super trend. If we break, it looks like we're coming down to this 2855 level. This right here would have been awesome to capture on the, let's see, Wednesday through Friday last week. Yep. If you were shorting this right here, you can see these two candles on the 30-minute, massive repositioning. That's all it is. Whereas this is like a massive buyer's candle showing you that the position's going to move up a little bit, which it did, but I guess it bounced around. And here's a massive seller's candle. Things I just watch and look for. Also look for volume spikes down here. Nothing super clear here. I mean, you could take the long position hoping it goes up here, or you can also take the short position after it breaks down here. But again, long equities is usually the play. just because these are these are good companies. I mean, you're betting against Nvidia and Google and Meta and Apple and like these companies are printing money. There's no reason to really short them just because we're at war with Iran. They're gonna still turn a profit. They're making billions of dollars, people. Let's see here. I'm starting to like this a little more. On the 1 minute chart here, we're touching a lot of different things here. We're right at the 50-day moving average. I like that we bounced off of that. And we're now at 10:15, which is typically where I like to start trading. So some of these repositioning candles are done with, and we can start looking at actually making money for ourselves. So let's be patient here. We're right in the middle of, not the middle necessarily, but we're in the zone of where the day's range has been. So there's no clear trade in terms of which way is it going. Is it going down or up? So we're going to sideline ourselves until it comes down to the bottom here or goes up to the top. Again, I like to see things move back to that 200-day moving average up here. That would be a target for longs, which it may just right now run up there. But we also have a trend right now. If you look and you draw a line right here, you can see we are currently in a little bit of a trend down. All right, it is not broken that. That is continuously pushing down. Even on a bigger time frame, let's look at this. Yeah, I mean that could extend all the way up to here. So that's kind of what I'm watching. It just looks like it's getting compressed down and down and down. Yeah, people are hammering the shorts on that trend line. They're just taking the shorts and pushing it down, and then buyers down here are stepping in. Let's put a little box down here. Where is it? There's just a little bit of a buyer's section, kind of right in here, that's holding it up. So we're getting pressed down and then bought back. How long that lasts, nobody knows. And here come the buyers. This is just a hard market to trade in. There's no clear direction. It's hard to trade futures in this. It's much easier to trade options and sit back and relax and collect the premium and let time decay, just let it win. One of the biggest things and biggest mistakes I see amateur traders do is when they have actual capital to invest. They don't invest on days like this when the market's going down. These are actually great buying days because you're investing in the best companies in the world and you can buy them on the cheap. And then eventually they'll rally, right? So when people are fearful, be greedy, as they say. And when greed is there, be fearful. It's very, very true. So this is one of those days you can use a downswing to buy equities and then hold them for the long term. And if you're like me right now, trying to take a position in a leveraged thing like this NASDAQ futures contract, you have to be patient. This is definitely looking like it's going to try to push down, but it may push down with a big wick and then pop right back up. I mean, we have an abundance of buyers down here that are holding this up. Um, let's see. Iran sent Revolutionary Guard commanders and missile-related equipment to Yemen's. Okay. Iran's doing stuff. Yeah, that's not really news. Guys, I wish there was a clear trade here. There is not. There is not. We're stuck in this falling wedge pattern, and until something shows itself, there's no reason to take a risk-on trade. If I would do anything honestly, I know this is controversial, but I kind of look at taking longs. I think we're going to bounce out of this at some point. It just depends on how long you want to hold a position. Even though we're in a downtrend, I like to long equities more than I like to short them because, like I was saying, these are good companies making a lot of money. And it's just been beaten and battered lately. And people are just fearful. So if we can break this trend line right here, that's primarily what I'm waiting for. If we come up here and we break this 50-day moving average right here, oh, I am long because we are definitely coming up here to the 200-day. So I'm just being patient. I'm going to see if we continue to push down here. And if we break below this 655, I'll take a short down here to the 100 points. But I'm going to wait and see if we break this spot right here. That's primarily what I'm sitting on the sidelines waiting for. And we'll see if we can make some money. Not every day is a big money day, but come along for the ride, subscribe, and I promise you, you will find and see days where I make a bunch of money, and it'll make sense. It'll come together. This is just not one of them so far. So far, it's only 10:18. And we're still respecting this trend. We haven't broken it yet. We haven't broken it to the bottom, and we haven't broken it to the top. So we're really just kind of a falling wedge, which for some people, chartists, I don't know what to call them, they would identify this as a predictable pattern up or down. I don't know. That's not my trading style. So I'm actually going to use AI right now, and let's see what AI says about this. Where is the screen share? I got so many darn screens. Nope, that's not it. Let's drop this screenshot into Claude and see what it has to say about it. What does the falling wedge imply? All right, Claude, let's see what you can tell me. Now, all I did was basically screenshot that little falling wedge there you see on the screen right here. And I say, buy or sell. And the first thing it tells you, I'm not a financial advisor, and honestly, no chart alone can tell you that. But the picture is bearish leaning right now. Price broke down from that green line, trading down. So mechanically, downtrend is intact, but it's sitting on support. So two scenarios traders watch. A bounce off of that support or a breakdown through it accelerates it lower. So that's exactly what I've been saying. So good to know. All right. Yeah, we're falling into this level. So if we can break this trend line, I like the longs. If we fall below this level, boys, it's just an accelerated down. Um, Patience is everything. We just have to sit here and we have to wait until something actually shows itself. As boring as that is, go get yourself a cup of coffee, do something. I know this is not the exciting part of trading, but this is trading. Getting stuck in a position without reasoning doesn't make any sense. Oh, here we go. All right, let's see. This could be the break of the trend. Oh, it's touching it. I like that. We just have to break this 50-day moving average. I think if we can do that, we're golden. Come on. I like this. This is looking good. This is looking somewhat good. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Which way are we going? It's got to show something here. Desperately trying. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. We're taking a bunch long. targeting up here. Put that down here. Let's see what happens. There could be some big candles coming here and I could get absolutely destroyed. Yeah, there we go. There's a loser. Those big candles are tough, man. 250 on that trade down. I still like the long play though, to be honest with you. Yeah, total fake out there. Got me. Hmm. Bummer. Okay. Lost 250 on that trade, but risk management 101. Let it be. Let it be. Definitely did not continue up. That's okay though. We'll have our winners and our losers, and you're along for the ride. I liked that break, but it didn't hold. And that's why we use stop losses. Like right here, I want to take a long, but again, we're still showing that downtrend. We're getting these quick candles and a lot of buyers, but we're absorbing the buyers, but we're continuing to absorb them. So all the orders down here, we're just going back into them. Is what it is. Yeah, this isn't awesome. Let's see here. We're getting to a point now where we're falling into this wedge, where we've continued this downtrend and we're getting into the support. We're going to see something here start moving. It's either going to push down or push up, one of the two. My gut tells me this is going to bounce up, but my gut doesn't control the market. If it did, that'd be awesome. Let's see. European Central Bank officials are ready to raise interest rates in September. The House passes the Iran War Powers Resolution. Okay, all sorts of things. Yeah, this is a day to kind of trade options and just let it be. But let's make some money in futures. We can do this. Little patience here. Let's see. So this has to have a resolution by 10:35 according to my chart, because we're following this downtrend into a support area, and then by that point it's either going to push down or go up. So let's just sit here and wait until 10:35 and see what happens. That's 9 minutes from now. I think we're either going to have a continuation down or we're going to break this trend and we're going to push back up a little bit. Again, today is not the normal day. Some days are more exciting than others. Let's see what we get. Right now we're just sitting on the sidelines, a little bored. Got the new webcam set up. Hopefully you guys can hear me clearly. I got this new microphone on as well. Again, make sure to like and subscribe so you can follow along for the fun days as well. Today is definitely not one of them so far, but that's okay. Not all days are. Some work days are exciting and some days aren't. That's just life. Hmm. You can see we're definitely falling into this little wedge in the chart here. Right here, it's just forming into this wedge and it's looking for a direction. we had more buyers on this downside pushing it up, which is exciting and telling me that we may have a chance to break out of this. May, but it's not 100% clear where we're going just yet. We have so many sellers pushing it down as well. I I like the long. I do like the long. I think the long is the play here, to be honest with you. I just like to see this break out a little bit. So many sellers hammering this down. Every time it tries to break out, it gets rejected. And every time it tries to fall down, it gets rejected. So patience. Patience, patience. It's hard to make money in a sideways market unless you trade options, where time decay just kicks in. When you're trading futures, you have to have a position and you have to know the direction. We are literally squeezing into this trend now. Like that trend line is holding it. It's gonna go one way or the other. I'm telling you. Uh, just from my experience, it should break out of this range. Should. Let's find out which way it's going and let's make our money back and then some. The initial jobless claims coming in so low this morning is quite good. 187, expected to be 210, 210,000. It was 187. So people are more employed than they thought they were going to have. So that's good. Let's see here. Yeah, I like that. I do like the long. I might be late to the party, but ideally, if I was going to take one of those longs, I would have gotten in down here. Um, I like that it broke the trend. There's just so much chop, so much noise right here. It doesn't inspire holding a position for a long time. Now here we are on the 5-minute chart, looking like it's going to break to the upside, but then it does that. I mean that's the break and retest right there kind of thing. I like this. I'm gonna take 4 long. I'm gonna take 4 long. I'm gonna put my stop down here and my target up there. Let's make some money. This is more of a gut trade, guys. Just having done this in the past, this is one of those things where there's no clear direction. It's not the best trade in the world, but I like the long equities, and I think we've seen a little bit of an extension to the downside. So I'm thinking maybe we get a little pump up here. We'll see. I could absolutely be lying to myself right now, but we'll see. Boy, oh boy. Forcing trades for a live stream, not a good idea. I'm gonna move this down here because I still like to just hold this position. I mean, This thing is just going to absorb me if I'm not careful. Quite literally just hunting for my position. Algorithm's just trying to pull it out. Come on. Okay, I guess we're short on the day. Well, that sucks. $824 down on the day, folks. Not the ideal live stream, but it's reality. Should have managed that stop loss a little better in hindsight, considering I was in profit at one point. All right, there's the acceleration right there. All right. I think that's the signal right there. That's a 5 short. No, is it going to pop right back up? Wow, this is just a proper messin'. Wow. Some days you were just not in tune with the market. If you're watching this, let this be a lesson that, all traders fail. It is what it is. You have your winning days and you have your losing days, and this is just a proper losing day. It is what it is. I think the biggest thing about this is that it doesn't emotionally work me up. It's all real money. It's not a prop firm. This is my account. This is my real money through Webull. But it's one of those things. I've done it long enough that I don't get emotionally worked up because I know I'm going to have more winning days than I do losing days, and I know my strategy works. So just keep at it, and you're okay. It's like a real estate agent giving up on a house flipping, deal because they had one thing go wrong against them. Over the long run, they're going to be okay. If they deploy their systems and they continue to do it time and time again, they're going to be okay. Sure, you make mistakes and you get hiccups along the way, but you learn from them. It is what it is. Just trying to push back up a little bit, but let's see if this short can pay off. If this breaks, this would be majorly awesome for this short. Not good for the market as a whole, but majorly awesome for my short. Nope. All right, just not in tune with the market. Down 1100 on the day, 1176, just a proper waxing. Yeah, it happens. Oh well. Wow. Just a major green candle that brought it all the way back to the 50-day moving average. Okay, that is something. Oh my goodness. Now it's just shooting up. Wow. What a weird day. What a weird day. Weird day. Iranian plan to infiltrate an operative into Israel and target senior officials has been thwarted. Okay. Yeah, the market just doesn't know what it's doing right now. Hmm. Taking 5 long just because we broke the trend and everything pushed up a little bit. If I'm wrong on this one, we're just done. But I think we can make some money back here. There we go. Who am I stopping there? A couple $100 back. Target's up here near the 200-day moving average. Let's see if it pumps and we make some money back. Okay. Cool. A few $100 back. I don't like the top of that candle forming with the big hammer down kind of thing. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to have, oh, maybe it will. Doesn't signal to me a continuation, but now if this candle is green, it could. So much noise. It's hard to trade in a market like this when stop losses and take profits are just so tight. You know, this is a sideways moving market. Um, Trend line being broken is good. So, well, that stinks. Live stream today down $1,074. But took a couple trades. They just went against me. Didn't work out. No big deal. It happens. Again, this is all my money. This is not prop firm money or anything like this. This is just my account at Webull. So if you watch this live stream, you just watch me lose $1,000 today. Hopefully tomorrow we make it back and then some. But yeah, I'm sure we will. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be back tomorrow to trade on Friday, and hopefully we have more of a directional market instead of the sideways market. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later, guys. Take care.